sites out there. Okay, so we talked about basically what is this groundswell, who is involved with the groundswell, okay, what they look like, what we need to look for as far as the technology when we get involved with the groundswell, as well as understanding that we have to have a strategy in order to achieve our goals. Because if we just go in blind, how do we know we're accomplishing anything if we can't have a benchmark and have a plan? Okay, so really, there's really five objectives that we need to determine. Based on our population, based on what we want to accomplish, what do we want to do? We can listen. Basically, we use the groundswell for research and better understanding of our customers. Are we talking? Okay, are we spreading a message about our company? Are we energizing? Okay, are we using it to supercharge word of mouth? All right. Um, are we supporting as far as our tools that help basically our customers support each other and embracing? Okay, integrate your customers into the way your business works. Okay, including using their help to design your products. So embracing, meaning that you are looking at them as a resource to help you grow strategically and in the direction that you may not know that you're growing and committing to that. All right, so these are the five objectives, types of objectives. Okay, and the key is too, when you start, we really need to start small. Okay, we need to create a plan that starts small but has room to grow. All right, we need to think through the consequences of our strategy. Okay, because once we commit to a strategy, we need to be able to implement the strategy. Are we able to handle the criticism? Okay, can we let go of some control? Those issues. Also, you just can't let it put out there. You got to put somebody that's important in charge. Okay, executive level needs to really be pushing this. Okay, for accountability. Okay, and it needs the organization needs to know that this is important. Okay, for this to happen. Um, and basically, again, we go back to you want to really take great care in selecting your technology, any kind of agency partner, looking at again what makes for an effective platform. So as we look at starting, defining our objective, getting ready to start, we can look at the element of listening. Listening can be done in a couple different ways. You can set up your own private community, okay? Meaning that you've got a group of folks that are controlled within, I guess, it's like a continuous running focus group. Okay, it's a group of customers in a controlled community that you are basically just listening to, to understand what your weaknesses are, listening to see insights, but listening so that you can improve what you're providing as well as hopefully grow as an organization. The other would be to basically just monitor your brand. Go out there and look and see what is the chatter. How are you being perceived on the web, across the board, outside of this your own little community. Okay, so this listening can take on the form of that private community, or we can look at it in terms of trying to track what people are saying about our brand. When we get into that, you're looking at hiring some agencies perhaps that'll help with that tracking. So that we need to be looking at some outside help once we go there. Um, if we want to take the next step, we talk about the idea of talking. Okay, talking again is you got to be careful. Is not pushing our message down, so to speak, but it's engaging in dialogue. Okay, because marketing is basically shouting repetition, trying to fill that funnel, so to speak, with as much awareness, frontline awareness, and hopefully will have enough exposure that somebody will make up their mind to purchase your product. But what we're trying to do with this talking is basically we are starting a dialogue. Okay, we're talking with perhaps virtual viral type videos. You know, where we're putting. They talked about the video where it's the eye blend, and it's this killer blender, and they were blending all sorts of things, and it just formed a viral video that just went everywhere. Very subtle, but the exposure was incredible. So you weren't forcing something down or shouting it; you were out there putting it out there, getting in front of people. Social networks, Facebook, those types of areas, where you can dialogue. Blogs, blogs would be um, where you are listening and answering questions, okay, communicating, dialogues, or communities, forming communities, again, focus groups, and letting them work for you as well, where you're talking to them, but also they're talking to each other. Okay, but it shows that you're engaged. I think is what you're engaging a little bit, showing that you're there. The idea, I think I mentioned something earlier about the shouting. It says, marketing, the transition from shouting to conversation will challenge your marketing department. It's a whole different mindset, but it's a fundamental change in attitude. Okay, marketers are used to shouting and then listening for the echo, as opposed to what we're trying to do is basically listen, dialogue, have a two-way exchange, and that's what this groundswell can do. All right. Now, how do we talk? We talked about ways to talk. It was post those um, viral videos, basically letting it's something that people will share and then move on. We gauge the social networks and user-generated content sites. We join the blogosphere. Okay, we empower your executives or staff to write blogs, which is an integral strategy in listening and representing to others in the blogosphere that's the one. I say it's a dialogue. It's just not a press release. Okay, and then again, creating the community. I think I'm repeating myself here, really, with that we can engage with our customers. Okay, now we also have the ability to, let's say that to energize. Okay, what do I mean by energize? When we say energize, basically we are getting our customer base excited about products that they own, which then promotes a word of mouth, and that buzz helps to increase sales. So it's you're not necessarily going directly for that new sale directly, but you're building that relationship with your customer, getting them excited, and then they are in turn talking, and that buzz is what we're looking for. Okay, because what we're finding is that we talked about word of mouth. Okay, um, word of mouth succeeds because it's believable. It's not a corporation telling you what to do. It's peer to peer. It's people talking about their experiences. So it's not just marketing or one-sided push from a corporation. Okay, it's believable. It's testimonials. It's self-reinforcing. If you hear from one person, what's it? It's hear from one person and it's intriguing. Hear from 5 or 10 even more. You don't know them before, and it has to be true. So basically, reinforcing meaning that you're hearing it over and over again from a variety of people you don't know, but it just reinforces, hey, this is the right thing to do, as well as well, it's just self-spreading, which is word of mouth. It's worth using. I think it's what they're doing. It's worth using. Again, it's peer to peer. You're hearing it from individuals. It's believable. It's not just a corporation saying that. All right.